Good Wednesday morning, your Loudoun County weather outlook. Wanted to give an update because it's been a few days and we've definitely had some nice calm weather and cooler weather due to the high. You see up to the north, pretty strong high too at 10:33 for the summer year. It's been keeping us cool, and now it's got easterly winds off the ocean, which is why it's also cool, but it's also bringing up the humidity some, if you've noticed. This is going to continue to influence us through about Friday. It is keeping rain chances to the south, so the southeast has been getting quite a bit of rain. And this continues to show cold air damming. That's air getting dammed up against the mountains and trickling down here. You can see it based on these isobars, so you can see them sagging here because this high is bringing cooler air off the ocean and continues to give us some cooler conditions at least till Friday. And you do still see that, the sagging of the isobars, still showing cold air damming in place and cloudy skies. All that's good, and then it starts to erode away over the weekend. So here Saturday, we're going to get up into the mid-80s, and then by Sunday, that influence is gone. Now, what you're seeing here is a tropical storm development off the East Coast. This could be true. Models have been showing it for days. Very similar to Dexter, which you don't have to see. Nothing for the immediate coast, just something to note here. As we head into the future, it does probably potentially hold on to cool air a little bit longer. But by next week, now the highs to our east, and you know that means we're on the return flow, southwest winds. Temperatures are going to go up there, but also the high is almost on top of us. We're kind of in between systems here, and this is sinking air. This means it's going to be dry, and that is the forecast. I mean, it's pretty easy at this point that we're going to get hotter and more humid. Can't rule out maybe a scattered shower or thunderstorm when you get really hot and humid just because of the time of year and the fact humidity could help bubble up. But in general, what I'm seeing here in the next week is warm and hot conditions and dry weather. Dry weather. Yes, very dry. We have not had such a dry streak in a long time. This is not good because this time of year with the humidity being, humidity will be high, but the temperatures being so high, we dry out quick. Your lawns are going to turn brown fairly quickly here due to the fact that we're lacking rain. Now, way late in the period here, we're way far out. We do see a return to potentially some moisture, and we'll have to see if that comes true. Definitely we need it by that point if we haven't got anything in the meantime. And here in the long range, it's still sitting pretty above normal on temperatures. I don't see any. These highs are kind of just skirting across the north, so maybe a day or two of more normal or slightly below normal temperatures. But as we head out here into the way future, it doesn't look like we're getting much in the way of cooler weather or a lot of rain. So I am concerned of abnormally dry conditions returning. This high looks a little more promising, maybe to bring in some slightly cooler air, but we'll have to see. So precipitation's really simple. I mean, even looking here, I was going to look on the overall, but I mean, here is the full model forecast for the entire period. I'll take a moment to catch up. You can see that it's showing some rain in here, so that's good on those showers and storms. But at least through the next week, which is about right here, you can see we're bone dry in this region. Maybe a few showers here or there, but nothing really amounting much. I wouldn't count on it. And that's pretty much what the Weather Prediction Center is showing. If we go local here and we look at the next 7 days, it's going to show dry conditions to our south have been wetter, but here, no, not much of anything. Dry conditions. So my point to you all is, you're going to need to be watering those gardens and stuff, it looks like, coming up soon, especially with the hotter temperatures in the day and everything from that nature. All right, really quick look at the tropics, because I keep mentioning it on the regular forecast. Thought I'd at least point it out. Here we're going to look at the tropical Atlantic. Here's the leftovers of Dexter. This is a tropical storm. It formed off the southeast coast and then just headed out to sea. And this looks like the next system that it looks like is going to try to form, at least on the model forecast, is similar to what's going on. I think that's most alarming and concerning are these storms here. Right now, the National Hurricane Center has this probably developing, but likely it's going to recurve out. It's the other tropical activity later in this system, or in this outlook, a little more alarming, and that's because what we're seeing across the top part of the United States, that I mentioned before, is that we're kind of stuck in a dry pattern. That's partially because we've got these highs to the north. When you have a high to the north, it's kind of like a wall. So if these things start to move far enough west, and they hit up against that wall that's starting to form and cause our dryness from what we were experiencing with all the troppiness before, that dryness is also because there's a high there, and it's going to block storms from being able to necessarily turn north. I'm not saying it's going to be what happens, but that's why we're watching the East Coast. But that's way late in the period. I just thought I'd share it just because I keep mentioning it. Anyway, so as I said, gradual warming here after a couple more days of nice below normal temperatures, or about normal temperatures in the low 80s. Mid 80s by Saturday, upper 80s by Sunday, and into the 90s next week and pretty hot. First chances of rain doesn't look until way late next week into the next weekend, so we'll have to see if that comes true. All right, y'all. That's it. Have a good one.